yogis, and welcome to this yoga practice. Take a moment to get comfortable, knowing that you might want to have a blanket with you. You might want to have a yoga brick, but you don't have to. If you want to turn this off for a moment and gather up a brick and a blanket and then come back and turn it back on, feel free. Otherwise, get into your comfortable posture. It might be lying down, it might be seated, whatever feels right for you. Take a minute to just get a little comfortable, maybe some small movements, and then find stillness. Let your eyelids close over your eyeballs, and let all the little muscles around the eyes relax. Feel the weight of your body seated or lying down on the earth. Let the spine be long, let the heart lift, letting there be plenty of room to experience heart energy. And then with your next inhale, lift your hands palm to palm in Anjali Mudra in front of your heart. We take our place on our yoga mat for ourselves. We take our place on our yoga mat for each other. And we take our place on our yoga mat for all living things. Take a moment to set your intention for your practice today. What is it you'd like to shine the light of your awareness on? Acknowledge it to yourself and repeat it to yourself. And then when you feel complete with your thought, let your hands come down. Let your eyes softly open. And we're going to come into downward facing dog together to start. So put your props out of the way. Slide out into plank pose. So that means shoulders over wrists, heels stretching back, abdominal wall lifting up towards the center of the core, and then the hips lift. Press your 10 fingertips down into your mat gently as you begin to pedal here, bending one knee and then the other, making sure you allow for the head to simply hang. Take another deep cleansing breath here, and then come to stillness and set the knees down. From here, take the knees wide, touch the big toes together, and slide back into child's pose. Letting the arms stretch forward, letting the armpits slide a bit out to the side, and then lift up onto the fingertips so that you have a nice long stretch on the underside of the arms. And again, a little micro movement, peeling the armpits out to the sides. Take a nice deep cleansing breath here and release. Come on up onto all fours, tucking the toes under in preparation for puppy pose. Anchor the hips over the knees, and then let your hands walk way out. Maybe even go onto the floor beyond the mat. Take this as deeply as it feels good to you, and then drop your heart towards the earth. Now, if you'd like to work on the cervical curve of your neck, because a lot of us have been looking at our phones and tablets a lot lately, then you're going to look at the front edge of your mat. If you'd like to give your head a rest, set it down upon the earth. Take a nice big breath. And then walk in so that you can interlace your hands, elbows no wider than shoulders, and lift the hips up for dolphin. Walk the feet in, letting the heels drop. We're going to pause here for a few breaths. If it gets to be a little intense for you, remember, we don't make demands of the body in yoga. Simply set the knees down. Otherwise, lift the back of the hips, lift the back of the tailbone up energetically, shift the heels down, pull the belly button up, let the head hang as you press gently with the forearms. Take one more breath here, and then knees down. Take your knees to touch, take the inner edges of your feet to touch, sink your hips back for rabbit, palms cup open to the sky. Pause to let the shoulders relax here. Sit back with the heaviness of the leg bones on the earth. And then keeping all of that connection to the earth, begin lifting the hips high, rolling up onto the crown of the head until you feel a little traction in the spine. Pause here, and then the hips come back down. Slide out here. Come all the way down onto your front body. Place your forearms down on the mat, elbows underneath shoulders. And then lift the heart and the head. Press the fingertips in. Close your eyes. Relax your jaw and pull back isometrically. With your eyes closed, you'll really notice that heart energy in such abundance moving forward, expressing itself forward. Take a nice deep cleansing breath. And then once more, sit back in child's pose. Knees are wide, big toes touch, hands come out, head down. If you liked the feeling before of lifting up onto fingertips, you could certainly do that again. If you feel like you'd like to take the more traditional approach of palms down, go right ahead. Whatever serves your practice. And come on up. We're coming out into downward facing dog again. So plank pose and lifting up into down dog. This time, take your toes close to each other. So you're still in down dog. Your heels are still reaching towards the earth, but it's a narrow stance. Keeping the head hanging, lift the left leg high. Bend the knee, flex the ankle, pivot the left knee up towards the ceiling, and then look under your right armpit and see if you can find that left foot. Take the left leg down. Lift the right leg high, bend the knee, flex the ankle, pivot the right knee up, and then look under your left armpit for your foot. And the right leg comes down. Glide out into plank pose. Remember, it's fine to put your knees down here. Inhale, open the heart. Exhale, lower. Separate the feet, hug the elbows in. Press up into Bhujangasana, Cobra pose. Roll the shoulders. Once more, fingertips press. Heart energy expresses itself up and away as you isometrically pull back. Exhale, child's pose. Get nice and long here. If you feel like you'd like to cup your palms open to the sky here while your spine lengthens, go ahead. If you like the feeling of stretching the underarms, then do that. One more nice deep cleansing breath here, and swing back out into plank pose and lift up into downward facing dog. Take a step with each foot to the center of your mat. Walk your hands back, clasp opposite elbow, swing around, letting the crown of the head drop towards the tops of the feet. If you'd like to bend your knees, go right ahead. Sometimes that feels good because maybe straightening the legs is overdoing it for the hamstring. So either way, whatever feels right to you. Come back to center, hands to hips, come on up to standing. Inhale, lift for a sunburst. Exhale, deep bow. Inhale, lift halfway, and exhale, bow. Inhale, reverse swan dive, swing up. Exhale, heart center. Inhale, we lift up together. Exhale, we dive deep together. Inhale, we lift halfway, and exhale, we bow. Inhale, reverse swan dive, swing on up. Exhale, heart center. This time, inhale, lift. Urdhva Hastasana, pause. Open up the soles of the feet. Rise up through the crown of the head. Relax the shoulders. close your eyes and notice your deep connecting energy here in Urdhva Hastasana, connecting to the earth, and in equal measure, letting the heart lift and open. And release. Now step the feet to touch at the fronts of the feet, little gap between the heels, hands to heart center. Now we're going to sneak down nice and low, coming into Utkatasana. So dial your tailbone towards the earth. It's going to be a tiny micro movement. You may even feel a deep band of engagement in your core as you do that between your two hips. Sink back into your heels and then pivot your right elbow across your left thigh bone and get long in your spine, twisting and turning. Come back to center, reestablish that connection to the heels, go to the other side, twisting and turning over to the right, letting the spine be long and the heart open. Come back to center, sit low and push into the heels. Come all the way up and exhale, deep bow. Inhale, lift halfway as you lengthen and exhale, bow. Inhale, big reverse swan dive. Come on up. Exhale, hands to heart center. And take your feet wide to the edges of your mat. Feet pointed straight ahead. And let your right hand come down your thigh bone. Left arm up and over. Get nice and long here. Open the throat. And simply, gently, slowly, other side. Right arm up and over. Throat is open. So when we open the throat, we take the chin away from the neck, just a little bit. Come back to center. Swing your arms around behind you, interlace your hands, draw the hands back, arms back, heart lifts and opens. Let some of the weight of the skull go back and release. Now turn sideways on your mat and take wide-legged stance. Lift and spread the toes. Lift the inner arches of your feet. Keep the inner arches lifted, but set the toes down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, float the palms out in this expression of limitless heart energy. Turn the left toes forward. Sit down in your posture and reverse warrior. For all of you who like the variation of holding the wrist, go right ahead. As you exhale, forearm to thigh bone, right arm over. If you feel like you'd like to go a little deeper, hold on to the inner ankle and slide the arm over your ear, getting nice and long here. And then when you're ready, push into your feet, swing on up, exalted warrior. Lift, lengthen, and open. Exhale, hands out from heart center, legs are strong and straight. Pull the energy right up into your solar plexus and sweep forward, eventually down, right arm soars. Take a nice deep breath here and swing on up. Other side, turn the toes, lift up. Exhale, float out. Take up lots of space here. Bend the right knee. And then reverse warrior. Knowing you can always hold the wrist, or you can take the traditional version, getting long in this way. As you exhale, either forearm to thigh bone or hand to inner ankle, get long, pivot the heart, sweep the left arm over, and breathe. Get nice and long and open. And then when you push into your feet, you're going to swing yourself up into exalted warrior, lifting and opening. Keep all that openness. Build on that as you express your arms out. Then pull the energy from your soles of your feet right up into your solar plexus. Glide forward and let the left arm reach skyward. Head comes back a little bit. Maybe you look up at the ceiling if that feels okay in your neck. And then press on up to standing. Turn the toes. Keep your wide-legged stance. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bow. Inhale, lift halfway, lengthening. Exhale, deep bow. Pause here. If you want to take your hands to your big toes, if you want to take your hands to your shins or ankles, whatever feels good in your body. Sometimes it feels good to turn the fingertips backwards and walk them through to the other side of the mat. Notice the outer edges of your feet on the mat. Push into that connection. Hands to hips. Come on up to standing. And then wiggle your feet together. Maybe step or hop your feet together. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bow. Step out into plank pose with your knees up or down. Inhale here. Exhale, lower. Inhale, sweep up into Bhujangasana. Exhale, child's pose. Sweep back. Rest for a breath. And then come on up, keeping your knees where they are and your hands where they are. We're going to inhale the heart forward and exhale the hips back. Inhale, sweep the heart forward and exhale, hips back. Close your eyes here. Follow the rhythm of your breathing. Follow the pace that's natural for you. As you close your eyes, you'll tap more deeply into this body-breath connection. And you'll be able to feel what's happening inwardly as your breath moves you forward and back. Take one more round here. When you're done, you're going to come right up onto your knees with your toes tucked under. Camel pose. Engage the big muscles of the legs onto the bones of the legs. Roll the shoulders back. Take your hands as if you're sliding them into your back pockets. You're going to work the elbows toward each other gently. Pull the abdomen in. Lift the heart. Let some of the weight of the skull roll back, but keep the hips over the knees and try to prevent any folding in the low back. Let this be all about the lift of the heart, the opening of the throat, the releasing of the mind. And on an inhale, come up, sit down on your heels. I know it's a lot, it's a little bit of work to sit on the heels. And then come on out into plank pose. Inhale, plank, down dog as you exhale. Inhale, plank, down dog as you exhale. Inhale, plank, and down dog as you exhale. Look up at your thumbs and practice taking one step up with each foot. Hands to hips. Come on up to standing. We're going to do a little bit of warrior one here together. So keep the left foot forward, but step the right foot back. Inhale, lift the arms. As you exhale, do a pull-up. Inhale, lift. Exhale, pull. Inhale, lift. And exhale, pull. And then let the hands come out. So not overreaching, not holding back with elbows bent, straight arms, palms open. then hands to heart center. You're going to rock your weight forward into the standing forward leg and come into airplane pose. Let your lifted toes point at the floor. Slide your heel to midline. Get long and bend the knee to come on up. Inhale, lift. Exhale, heart center, other side. So right foot forward, left foot steps way back, bending your right knee, turning your hips. Lift up nice and high with the arms. Exhale, pull up. Inhale, lift. Exhale, pull up. Inhale, lift. Exhale, pull up. And then arms out in front, palms open. Fixed gaze. As you exhale, hands to heart center, you're going to roll forward into the core of that front leg and lengthen. Your lifted toes point at the floor, your heel slides to midline. Bend your standing knee to come on up. Inhale, lift. Exhale through heart center. Step back. Get nice and long here. Put the feet down or the knees down. Knees walk up towards the wrists. Take a hold of your block if you're using one. You're going to come on over onto the back body. Place the brick overhead for a moment. Open up the arms overhead, open up the armpits, and then slide the soles of the feet to touch, letting the knees go off to the sides. Begin bending the elbows. Find that place of deep release. Close your eyes here and notice your breathing. And then bring the knees up to touch. And let the knees fall to the left. If you'd like to, you can remove your bottom ankle and put it on top of the top knee. Come back to center and let the knees fall to the right. Legs, ideally the legs are touching here. But if that isn't happening for you, that's fine. And again, maybe the bottom ankle sits on top of the top knee. And then gently back to center. Lift the hips so you can slide your brick beneath the hips. Take a big full body stretch here, maybe even interlacing your hands and pivoting your palms open. And then let the hands come down, bend the knees and lift the feet straight up towards the ceiling. Close your eyes here. Feel the weight of your arms and hands on the mat. Feel the fingers and the palms of the hands relax. Feel the weight of your skull on the earth. And let your mind, your brain just sit at the back of your skull. When you feel like you've had enough of this posture, and let the knees bend, feet on the floor, remove the brick, and slide out into Shavasana. Close your eyes. Staying here for just as long as you would like. Let your body relax, yogis. Let your jaw relax. Let all the muscles of your face relax. Stay in Shavasana and let the yoga practice sink in. Such a joy to share a practice with you. Namaste.